Hey everyone, it's Types, and the Pokemon TCG has a bunch of sets in Standard, 15 to be exact, and today I'm going to be going over the best card in Standard in every Standard set. Best is, just the strongest card. A lot of these are staples, some of them aren't staples, and some of these are a lot harder to rank than others. When I say card from a set, I am saying it's really being first printed in that set, or maybe reprinted in that set. Um, I don't know if there are any cards that are reprints in any of these sets that I've included, but I will mention that there. Also, these sets that are included are like, the sets, right? So looking at Limitless, this is a list of all the sets, but I'm not counting the promos, which aren't really sets and are just weird and it just don't really count. And I'm also not counting Mega Evolution Energy because like it's not really a set at all. So yeah, that's it though. I'm counting like Black Bolt and White Flare, those are separate and things like that. But let's just hop right into it here. And the first card we have here is from the first set, Temporal Forces. This card is Buddy Buddy Poffin. Buddy Buddy Poffin is definitely a I don't know if like a true staple. Like it's obviously not in every deck, but it's in most decks in the game, or a lot of decks in the game. Certainly, it's in Dragapult. That's pretty good there. It's in some other decks as well. It allows you to search for two basic Pokemon 7 HP or less, put them straight onto your bench, then shuffle. This card is one of the best Pokemon search options in the game. You could make a legitimate argument it is the best. I personally don't think it is. I'd say it's probably third. I don't know. There's three top ones though that are clearly in their own tier. Really, probably is the best items in the game. And Buddy Buddy Poffin is very good. Temporal Forces in general isn't a super impressive set. I don't think. Looked through this obviously before making it. Looking at this, we have some okay cards, but clearly the best one I think is Buddy Buddy Poffin by far here. Then we have the next set here. This is Twilight Masquerade. Twilight Masquerade is a set which actually has a lot of good cards, but I'm going to go with Dragapult EX. It almost feels like I kind of have to, right? Let's be honest. Dragapult EX is, the best deck in the game by a lot, and it is just it's very very good. There is also Dracloak, and Dracloak is also very good. They kind of come together to make the best deck in the game. And so I could have gone with that. Realistically, I don't exactly know how I rate Dragapult EX and Dracloak next to each other. I don't know which one is like better necessarily. They're both good, and they're both very different, obviously, in what they actually do. And if you separate them, then they might not be the best card in this set. Like Dragapult might not. Then we get to a more murky territory. Twilight Masquerade, by the way, if you didn't know, this set's like super good. I don't know if it's the best set in Standard. It's either the best or the second best. But we see Teal'c Pontiac's definitely a contender there. And then we also see probably the other contender being Unfair Stamp. Those cards are both really good. Again, alongside Dragapult EX, which I went with and Dracloak. There's also a ton of other really, really solid cards. I mean, like Bug Catching Set, that's just a good card. And there's a lot of cards like that. You look at like a Munkidori, which is also a pretty good card there. You got like Festival ED, you have lots of different things. Twilight Masquerade, legitimately just a super good set. But I do think the best card, I have to go with Dragapult because, it's Dragapult. Then we have the next set here, which is Shrouded Fable. This is the first of the mini sets or the special sets. This set is actually very small. The Night Stretcher is very good. This one's actually a little hard as well. Night Stretcher, of course, another item here. I guess I didn't read what Dragapult did, but it does damage and spread and stuff. Night Stretcher is an item getting back a basic energy or Pokemon from your discard into your hand. Currently, I don't know if I'd say my favorite card in the game. It's like a staple. So saying a staple is your favorite card in the game almost feels a little weird, but it is a card that's like so good. I said that the item search cards might be in a tier of their own, but like Night Stretcher is also in that tier. I think this legitimately probably is card 2 or 3, something like that. Night Stretcher is just like so good. And Shroud Fable honestly is a pretty good set as well. Dusclops and Duskmon are pretty solid. And then Pheasantipede EX is also like super good. Honestly, this card not being the best in the sets in is kind of crazy. That being said, I have fallen a little bit on Pheasantipede EX. I'm not playing it on a lot of my decks, and it's a good card. It's still a very good card. If you want to say this is better than Night Stretcher, I wouldn't say that's like a crazy take at all. But I am going to put Night Stretcher definitely above Pheasantipede EX. Pheasantipede maybe be, like a lower half of the top 10 in that like 6 through 15 range, probably. It might not even, it might be even a little lower than that. It was certainly a good card there. But Night Stretcher being, a top 5 card in the game, just a bit better. And again, this is a small set, so it's crazy. It's got multiple really good cards and some really solid stuff in general. Then we have the next set here, which is Stellar Crown. Stellar Crown, I went with Crispin, searching for 2 energies, attaching one, and putting one to your hand. They do need to be different types, of course, as well. Crispin's not a card I personally play with too much, but is a pretty good card. I would say it is supporter 3 in the game right now, behind, well, Lilies and Boss. It is good. It's not broken, but it's pretty solid supporter, I would say. I'd say it's a tier 1 supporter card, not S tier, but I would say it's tier 1 there. And yeah, Crispin is just pretty good. Also, Stellar Crown is not the best set. I mean, it's got some decent stuff. You look at like Knocked Out, Area Zero Underdepths, and I guess Trap Ghost, Fan Rotom as well. Maybe Fan Rotom could have been it. I just don't quite think it's there. Also, I just realized the set with Bye Poffin to pull forces also has the Dunsparce, which I wouldn't say I forgot, but I did forget it. It wouldn't have made it, but I did forget it. This set is not super good. It's not terrible, as we'll see some of the sets get weaker. But yeah, Stellar Crown, I do think the best card is going to be Crispin from the set. And then we come to the next set, Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks also like Stellar Crown. I'll just quickly scroll through. Isn't super good. There aren't that many good cards in the set. There's some that are fine. It's not terrible or anything like that. But it's not, and nothing outside of one card that stands out for being particularly good. But that card that is really good is Latias EX. Probably a top 5 Pokemon in the game, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that one off the top of my head, but it sounds right. Even all your basic Pokemon in play, no retreat. This is super good, allowing you just to, switch really easily. There are 2 cards that really help you retreat a lot easier. Latias EX is one of them. Both of them are super good. This can also be used to attack with sometimes a lot more than you'd initially think with a random Pokemon like this. But yeah, this card is super good. Also, while you're watching this video, I really appreciate if you like and subscribe. It really does help support me. I want to say that now because if you say it, people actually do it. Like, it's kind of, not everyone, most people don't. You should, but yeah, I don't know. It's actually something that surprisingly affects the stats a lot more than you expect. But Latias is definitely a good card and a card that is going to be good till it rotates. And I was talking about this with Uncommon Fossil, and he said this, and I thought this was really interesting. When this card rotates, the game will, in some sense, change. It is a good card, and what it does is really powerful. And it's really the main thing that does what it does. Not the only thing, but the main thing. Then we have the next card here, Budew for Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions, I do want to say, is a bit of a special set. I mean, it is a special set by the nature. It's not a main set, it's a special set. But it also has a lot of reprints. I'm not counting the reprints. If I was, the best card in this set would be I don't know. I don't know who the best card in the set would be. But the best card in the set, not counting reprints, is definitely Budew. Budew is obviously very good. It might be the best Pokemon in the... I mean, I don't think it's the best Pokemon in the game. I don't think most people would say it's the best Pokemon in the game, but it's good. I almost want to say it's underrated now as well. It's obviously annoying. Item locking for free on a basic, also with free retreat. Budew is just very, very good and very, very annoying. Yeah, Prismatic Evolutions. Honestly, the fact that a set like this, Prismatic Evolutions, which introduced not many new cards. Well, okay, sorry. I don't know how many new cards introduced. There was, I guess, Flareon EX was new from this set, and all the evolutions, and this Hippowdon apparently was new. There's a bunch of random cards from the set that are new, but they're not very good, like Amaris and stuff like that. But in terms of the actual good new cards, Budew is really the only one. Mainly there is Flareon, as I said. But yeah, this has a legitimately really good card in it, which is kind of crazy that the rest of the set's kind of filler. Then we have the next set here, which is Journey Together. I went with Liz Clefairy EX, of course, hitting Dragapult EX no weakness, and also helping against Dragapult EX with its ability, on top of attacking with the Liz Clefairy EX, you could attack with something else and just use the ability. So this card is good against Dragapult EX, giving it weakness and doing damage and stuff. This card's honestly, I don't know if I'd say boring, but it's a little boring. Honestly, Journey Together is also not a super strong set. As we'll see, the sets are kind of getting weaker as it goes on, which I've talked a lot about on the channel. And it's true. I was looking through this and I was like, wow, yeah, that I mean, I know it's true because I've been saying it, but looking at it, it's still very true. But we see that this set isn't super good. Blaziken EX might have been the other option here. I guess Maractus was fine. I'm talking about cards in current standard. I don't think I said that. I think it was kind of implied. I said in standard. Then you have I don't know. I guess I will mention Professor's Research. I guess it might actually be the best card in the set. This card isn't legal in standard though, so it's like not in the running. This card is in a set, but within that is in standard, but the regulation mark is older, so this card isn't in standard. It's weird, but research not in standard here. And yeah, I mean, we have some like cool trans Pokemon stuff, I guess, but they're not super good. Ends is fine, certainly. And Liz Claire EX is a good card. It's not a crazy good card. It's one of the weaker cards on this list, but it's still certainly good. And we have the next set, which is Destined Rivals. This one was really hard as well. This is also one of the weaker cards on this list. Destined Rivals being a set that's really big. Crustle here, Walling EXs being like an okay Pokemon, certainly a decent one, a decent deck, an annoying deck, and people don't play it as much for that reason, but it is pretty good. You look at other cards of the set, and you look at, I guess Shaman's decent. I wouldn't say Shaman. I thought Shaman was going to be the best card coming out so far, and playing with and against it, I found it pretty disappointing. People still play it some, but I just don't really think it's worth playing very often. And also with 80 HP as opposed to 70, it's not, by the way, powerful and searchable, which is unfortunate there. But then you look at stuff like, I mean, Arboliva EX I don't think super good, but it's okay. You have stuff like Team Rocket Articuno, which is pretty decent. That one I was considering there. You got other Team Rocket stuff. I mean, you have pretty much all the Team Rocket stuff, some of which is pretty good. You got like Cynthia's. You have Marnie's, which was also in contention there, being pretty solid there. Not like crazy good right now in standard. Now might actually be the lowest it's been. Because in Japan right now, Marnie's doing okay. Internationally, though, which is a different format, by the way. Japan has Pitch Black, which, by the way, also isn't in this video. But in Japan, Marnie's being played, and it might be better. I don't know. And then you have Judge. Judge also might be the best one. I feel like Judge doesn't really count. I mean, it is the oldest printing of Judge in a set that's in standard, but it also, like, this doesn't have the new regulation marks. So if this was the only printing of it in standard, it wouldn't actually be in standard. So I don't have it here. If you want to say Judge, that's fair, and I guess it's better than Crustle as well. I mean, Judge is it is better than Crustle. It's not super good, but it's fine. Then you have like the Team Rocket's trainers. Team Rocket's Petrol's also good. Team Rocket's Watchtower is pretty good. None of these cards are super good. I went with Crustle. I'm sure some people have like some strong opinions on this set. I feel like you have a card that you really like from the set, but overall, it's a decent set with a bunch of decent cards in it. As much as I've criticized the Trans Pokemon mechanic, which I still stand by. I mean, obviously, I made a video about it like 2 days ago, but Destined Rivals has a pretty solid selection of cards. Also, nothing like super broken either. The next set here, which is this is White Flare. White Flare and Black Bolt came out at the same time. They are different sets, so I'm including both of them here. But White Flare, I went with Hilda. Hilda getting an evolution and an energy there on a supporter. It's like okay, I suppose. I don't really play much Hilda. The other options were like Frillish and Jellicent EX, I guess. There's some other cards that are kind of playable. It's not completely terrible. I guess Energy Retrieval as well, I think, would count here. Energy Retrieval might be better than Hilda, but probably not, I guess. I mean, it's not played that much. You look at Night Stretcher, and a lot of times that's better. So Hilda is okay. I personally don't love this card, but White Flare is not super good. I mean, it's a special like mini set, so unsurprisingly, it's not that good. It's cool, but not that good. When we have the next set, though, or I don't know if next set, but we have Black Bolt here. Black Bolt, the best card is Air Balloon. I don't know what the other options were very much, to be honest. I didn't look that hard. I guess Genesect EX is pretty good. And I guess Pokegear as well would count. Pokegear, I'm not a fan of. Not that it's bad. I got a comment the other day. Someone was like, yeah, Tatsugiri sucks because I'll get a kind of joking comment because it never hits anything. And that's like Pokegear. Pokegear just never hits anything. But for me. But Air Balloon is good, giving you, I was going to say free retreat. You reduce your retreat cost by 2, which is free retreat a bunch of the time on like most of the best Pokemon in the game. It's really good. I talked about Latias EX earlier in this video. Air Balloon is kind of like the same thing. It's not searchable, but you can leave it in play, I guess, like Latias EX, but Latias EX takes a bench slot. It can also get trapped, theoretically, which you might see happen from time to time. And also, it is a liability. So Air Balloon doesn't really have any of those issues. It's a safer card to play than Latias EX. Latias EX is a little better than Air Balloon, but they're both very good. Then we have Mega Evolution, which I went with Blows Determination. Shuffle draw 6, except at the beginning of the game where you shuffle draw 8. Like, this card is so good. When I say beginning of the game, when your opponent hasn't, when you haven't taken any prize cards, so you can control this essentially and shuffle draw 8 a lot while you're setting up. This card is very good. I don't really need to tell you too much about why this card is very good. It draws tons of cards. It is, in my opinion, clearly the best card in the game. I will say Mega Evolution one. This set has like so many good cards. Like Meganium's pretty good. Um, we also have like Alakazam, which is fine. We got Lunatone. We have a bunch of cards I could really just go through. The other option is Boss. Boss, I do think Lily's is definitely better than Boss. Not that Boss is bad. Boss is very good. I'd personally rather play without Boss than without Lilies. And I mean, you see people play more Lilies than Boss. It's an interesting debate. Ultimately, cards are pretty different as well, so they're kind of hard to compare there. If you want to go with Boss, I'm not going to like say that's a crazy take. I certainly am going to stand behind Lilies though. If we had other good supporters, it'd be closer. Also, Boss is like a bit of a reprint, but not really. It kind of is. That's partially why I went with Lilies as well. The main thing though is that Lilies is a little bit better than Boss there. But this set is honestly quite good. Then we have the next set, Phantasmal Flames, which is not quite good. It is very bad. The best card in the set is Dawn. It's kind of like Hilda, I'd say. I often compare these cards. This gets a basic stage 1, stage 2. Dawn is a bit better than Hilda, but it kind of depends exactly what you're doing. Dawn, gets some Pokemon. It's going to like pull and stuff like that. It is a fine card. Phantasmal Flames is a small set. It's a main set, but it's a small set, and it's not very good. It doesn't really have any particularly good cards. There's Battle Cage. I think Battle Cage is not very good. Not terrible. Certainly there are times to play it, but it's just not a super strong card. Wondrous Patch is fine. There are some like fine cards in the set, Mega Lopunny as well, but I mean this set is pretty weak. You have a handful of decent cards, no amazing cards, and a bunch of bad cards. It's pretty bad. Then we have the next set. We got Ascended Heroes, just like Prismatic Evolution. And when I say just like Prismatic Evolution, it's just like Prismatic Evolution. There's like so much overlap in the set, and most of those are reprints. So the set has lots of reprints. It also has a bunch of like just junk in it. It's really big. I don't know if it's the biggest set ever. I want to say it is, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, I believe it is. So it's very big. The Japanese set is actually like 4 times as big, which is kind of absurd. Maybe 3 times. I don't remember. Because it's made up of I guess 2 sets, and it's just silly. And I'm not gonna be diving into that today, or really ever, because it's just like lots of cards that are not interesting. But you see reprints, you see bad new cards. But we see one really good card from the set, which is Pokebad. There's a few other like okay ones, but Pokebad is really good. It is one of the best cards in the game. I would say it's a top 5 card in the game. I would say it is the best this Pokemon Search card in the game. There's obviously Buddy Puff. There's also Ultra Ball, I believe from Mega Evolution, which didn't make the list here, but a very good card. Just outclassed by Lily's there, or being Lily's is better than Ultra Ball, but Pokebad here getting any non-Rulebox Pokemon. That's a lot of the Pokemon in the game. I guess it is most of the Pokemon in the game. It's a good chunk of the Pokemon Index, and it's very good. I think there's no debate over this. This is super good. A card I'm also really happy to have in the game. I guess that's the debate. Do you like Pokepad? Do you think this card is well designed, or do you think it's like too good and a problem there? But I really like it. It's very good. And yeah, not too much debate there. Then we have Perfect Order. Perfect Order, I don't think there's really any debate here either. I'm going to quickly look through to see if there's any other good card. I guess there's Judge as well, which you could count for this set. And there's some other like trainers that are okay. Maybe Crushing Hammer. These are also like kind of reprints. They're just weird, so I'm not counting them really. And I'm going to say this card is Meowth EX. I don't think Meowth EX is as good as people are kind of expecting it to be, as I was kind of expecting it to be. I have probably started it as many times as I've played it during a game, and it's probably lost as many games people playing it than as won games in the games that I've played. So it's like good though. Against any supporter, it is a liability and is really bad to start. But the EX is good. I mean, quite simply, getting a supporter with a relatively easy search. Obviously, Meowth searched it, but you can search for Meowth relatively easily as well. And so it's just very good. It's a defining card in the Mega era, I'd say. I would say it's weaker than cards we've seen very similar to it previously, but it's not that much weaker. It's still pretty good, and a meaningful card in Standard. Then we have the last set in Standard, Chaos Rising. Just like Perfect Order and Ascended Heroes, there's one good card that's quite good, and the rest of the cards are pretty not good, I think. Let me just double check in Chaos Rising to see if there's anything else really worth mentioning. There's some fun cards, but nothing super special. Special red card, though, is super special, or it's special in red, and a card. And this card says you can only play it if your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. So, honestly, I've been playing, I'm mostly playing live. Games often don't go till the end. because people quit more than they might in person in casual games, but Bunch of their hand, puts on the bottom, draws 3. It's a decent card. Also been playing a bunch of Build and Battle. I was talking about this uncommon fossil. It's like not very good in Build and Battle, but it is very good in Standard, or pretty good. It's a good disruptive card. It's being played a good chunk. I've talked a lot about it kind of next to Unfair Stamp. It's certainly not as good as Unfair Stamp, but it's still pretty good. And a card that is pretty meaningful, and I think a good addition to the game as well. But anyways, these are the best cards in Standard. I suppose I'll quickly mention in Japan as well with Abyss Eye. I'll say Gwen. I think Gwen is the best card from this set, where you like discard some cards and draw a bunch of cards. I do like this card quite a bit. I don't know if I would say like lower on supporters than other people, but there's someone higher on, specifically Explorer's Guidance. I think that card's kind of nasty and Standard, but overall the set's kind of, I was gonna say meh. I mean, it's got so many awesome cards in it. It's a really cool set in some sense. It's really good. It's kind of looking like Destined Rivals, though, with no clear amazing card, but a bunch of pretty good and interesting cards in it. I'm super stoked for it. I'm always stoked for new sets, but this Sale of Allies, this card's so sick. I don't know if it's good, but okay. It's not that good, but it is super sick. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Tell me if you think I got any cards on this list like super wrong. There's a chance I just forgot something. Sometimes I do that. I try not to. I certainly know a bunch about the Pokemon TCG, but sometimes I miss something. So tell me that in the comment section, or if you think there's anything that I'm underrating, overrating, whatever. Make sure you like and subscribe, as I said earlier. It really does help support my channel, and I really appreciate it. Also, I really appreciate all my YouTube members for supporting me. So just huge shout outs to everyone. But I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.